Welcome to My Parents Lied to Me, the podcast about navigating aging, loss, and all the midlife changes no one warned us about. I'm Nicole Porter, here with real stories and expert advice to help you face what's now and what's next. Hi.
All right.
Welcome.
I'll put my glasses on.
You can put your glasses on. Why not? We should totally have our glasses on since we are outside in beautiful sunny Arizona. I have a friend here today in the mortgage world. You guys know my background's real estate. And I never believed in reverse mortgages. When I started in real estate, everyone told me reverse mortgages are bad. Don't deal with anybody with reverse mortgages. And then I met Cheryl. When I started your parent porter, I started hanging out in the senior space, and she's like, "Oh, seniors need this reverse mortgage." I'm like, "Cheryl, we're not talking reverse mortgages," but we've become friends. I've heard her talk about it more than once, and I'm pretty much a believer now. And with your parent porter, I do in-home safety assessments. And a lot of times that requires a renovation, remodel, updating a kitchen, updating a bathroom. And Cheryl made me understand how affordable this is for people that have lived in their homes a super long time, to tap into that equity in their house and, make the changes that are necessary to keep them in their home longer, safer, happier, healthier. And so I just wanted to bring her on today. Again, this is my podcast. My parents lied to me. All of our parents lied to us about something. They all said they're fine in their house, and that's why I created this podcast, because I just want more people to understand what it's like to age, what it's like to be a midlife child, all the questions you should be asking, because our parents aren't telling us everything, and we didn't know anything until our parents got older. So, Cheryl, welcome to my show today. And just kind of introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit. I mean, your story is always great. I've heard you say it a few times now, and tell people why you got into this.
Okay. Yeah.
Give a great success story and the reason why reverse mortgages are doable for people in this age bracket.
Okay. So I'm Cheryl Scheidell. I'm with Barrett Financial, and I've actually been in the mortgage industry since 2002. So I've seen all the ups and downs. About 10 years ago, I had 3 reverse mortgages fall into my lap, and I didn't even know what a reverse mortgage was. So I had to take my glasses off.
I'll take my glasses off for you.
So anyway, I was just like, I need to learn about this. And so I did a presentation for the 80-year-old mom, the son, the daughter-in-law, and the daughter, and had my manager on the speakerphone because it was a new product for me. But
just make it sure you're on. Sorry.
Yes. So then oh yeah.
So we don't have to re-record. I'm just sorry.
Am I
didn't mean to distract.
Yeah. So anyway, so after that first presentation, they called me back and they're like, "We just have a couple of questions." And then I answered those questions. And then the son, who was a veteran, decided to do the product as well. So 2 reverse mortgages out of that first presentation. So what people need to understand is you still own your home. It's for people 62 years of age and older, but we do have products that go down to 55. So I've been doing these for 10 years, and I just like to put in there that my mom overheard me talking to someone like you or a client and referral partner, and she's like, 5 years ago, she said, I need to do this. So my mom actually has one. I believe in them that much. So the thing is that they can access, we're living in our piggy bank. This loan is good till you're 150 years old. You're living in your piggy bank. This is your castle. Let's tap into that piggy bank. You have your Social Security and your pension if you have it. You have your 401k and your IRAs if you have it. Then you have your house. So why not supplement using the money out of the house that you've been putting money into, and then take that and use that to supplement. Get a new roof. Take the grandkids on memorable vacations, because that's important, right? Build those memories. The other thing is, aging in place, using Nicole's services to be proactive. It's all about being proactive. I can't tell you, I'm getting the chills right now, how many times I've gone into a client's house and they needed us however many weeks, months, or years ago. And so it's just about being proactive. And that's what Nicole does, and that's what we need to do. And just, there's a silver tsunami coming up. It's going to be crazy. Right. And so why do we need to be with our hair on fire when we know it's coming? Let's be proactive.
Right. I have a perfect example. And I actually texted him this morning and I was like, hey, I need you to talk to my friend Cheryl. But I interviewed him, or, did a home assessment for a man, and he's 78, lives by himself. His kids live out of state. And I walked his house, and I just saw, some risk factors in the house. And I was really concerned about him. And I'm like, hey, you really need to do XYZ. Like, I'm just worried about you. Your kids aren't here. Like, if you were to fall in your shower, like, there's no way for you, there's no way safely for you to use this bathroom. And so I was like, you need to talk to her about this. And he was like, oh, I've already got a mortgage. I'm not doing that. And he's 78 and he's still working. So I'm sure he could use the income and also use this money to fund the project. And that's what I was trying to explain to him. And he's like, well, I'll take it into consideration.
It's just education.
Yeah. So, and that's what I asked you this morning. I was like, hey, he can pay off his current mortgage. I'm sure he refinanced years ago. I mean, he bought this house 30 years ago. So imagine the equity in this home in Scottsdale. 30 years of equity in the house. And I'm sure he refinanced, but I think I looked into it and it was only a couple $100,000. And the house is probably, a good 800 plus $1,000 at this point, 30 years later.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, so you just have to find out why, there's just that stigma. We got to have our house paid off.
Mhm.
But why? There's 14 plus trillion dollars in equity out there. Why aren't we using that to enjoy our golden years and to be proactive? I have a client that I spoke to this morning. As a matter of fact, he was going to be moving to Oregon. He's decided to stay here. So I told him, I said, I'm a resource for you. I have people that can help you. So you have to call me. So he's somebody I can refer to you to go check out his living conditions, because his daughter lives up in Idaho and some other families members in Oregon, and he doesn't feel like he wants to move up there. So he wants to stay here. So that just happened this morning too.
Yeah. And I think that's like the biggest selling point of my service. And I think nobody's really understanding that. I'm like, I am for the adult children that live out of state. I'm here to be your partner and kind of be your eyes and ears in Arizona to what's going on in mom and dad's house. How are they living? Can we make modifications to keep them there longer and keep them there safer? Because no kid wants that call, see mom or dad fell, they can't go back to their house because they broke their hip and now they need extra assisted care. So now we need to, what are we going to do? Are we keeping the house? Are we selling the house? I think this is just a very key area, and
it's uncomfortable.
So it's super uncomfortable. Nobody knows what to do. And this reverse mortgage, I think that's another fear. The kids are like, well, now there's no equity in the house. Like when mom or dad passes, what happens to the house? And I think that's probably a big question for us kids, like, okay, my parents had a reverse mortgage. Now what? Now there's no equity in the house. How are we making money on this house? Like, what is the deal?
So I'm going to explain that. So I have a radio show. It's on Sundays. And I had a gentleman call me. He's like, I live in Vegas. My mom's in Scottsdale. And she has a reverse mortgage, but we need to know what's next, what happens. And so the loan is good till you're 150 years old. But the other thing is that I ran the numbers. So she has more equity in her house. So we can actually refinance a reverse mortgage. So we have products that go down to 55 years of age and up to $4 million. So she's in like a $2.2 million house. But we were running the numbers. We could pay off the existing loan and then get a new reverse mortgage, because there has to be a benefit to the borrower, but then they can get more money out to tap into that. She's 88.
Okay.
And then he could use some of that money for health care and that type of thing. The thing is, I was explaining to him, once the day comes that she passes or she no longer lives in the home, it has to be your primary residence. If she passes in her home, then it's like a normal transaction. They can either refinance the house into their own name, or they have up to 12 months to grieve, to purge, and get the house ready for sale. If we're in a market like we are today, value is here, loan is here, pay off the realtor fees and closing costs, pay the bank and the interest, the beneficiaries get the difference, right?
Okay.
If it's upside down, the loan is here, the value is here, non-recourse loan, so the mortgage insurance pays the deficit. So the adult kids are happy to hear that, because they're like, oh my gosh, this sounds too good to be true.
Right.
Well, it is a great misunderstood product. It's the best kept secret. It's a wealth building tool. And what happens is the kids are like, what's the catch? I'm like, the catch is that maybe your inheritance isn't here, but it's here because mom and dad used some of the equity in their home to enjoy their golden years, which is what they should be doing.
Right.
And the adult kids are like, great, because they should be. It's their money. So that's how that works.
Right. I mean, I think that's where a lot of families might struggle, or kids might struggle. Because I hear some horror stories about kids not wanting to care for their parents because of their inheritance, which blows my mind. It blows my mind. I never considered my parents. I didn't think there was going to be anything left. Honestly, I did get a little bit, but I considered it a gift, and I've used it for my time to grieve and my time to heal. What came out of it is starting your parent quarter, but now I got to make money because mom and dad's gifts running out. But anyway, I wanted more people to understand the whole reverse mortgage process, because as I'm like meeting more people for your parent quarter, I'm seeing that they're worried about money, they're worried about their house, the kids are worried, and I'm just trying to, educate myself more and educate them more to show that this is not a lost cause. There's no need to have an emergency if we plan properly and have the right conversations early.
Exactly. Yeah, I've just been talking to a couple of new people this week, and same thing. They're in free and clear homes. So I have people that are in free and clear homes that just want to have it in case of an emergency. They get the reverse mortgage. They might not even take any money out. They just have it for in case of an emergency.
Okay.
So you can have that. It's a line of credit.
So it's like a HELOC.
Yes. It's a reverse mortgage.
Okay.
It's a HELOC.
Reverse mortgage HELOC.
Well, it's a line of credit.
Okay.
Home equity conversion mortgage. It's a line of credit. Okay. So, and then we have fixed products. So that's a line of credit. So that's an arm. So it's going to adjust on a month-to-month basis, which is good because then when the market goes up and down, the rate goes up and down.
Okay.
So, but it's just tapping into. So you have a loan, but that's the thing. We have free and clear people, and then we have people who have loans. And sometimes it's just a wash because it's based off of their age. So the older you are, somebody's 82 is going to get more money access than somebody who's 62. So what happens is that if you have a loan, then we run your numbers based on the value of your house and then the age of the client and the interest rate. And then we come up with a principal limit or a loan amount. And then that's where we pay off the loan. And sometimes it's a wash. We pay off the loan and now you don't have a mortgage payment because that mortgage payment goes away. Or sometimes we pay off that loan and then you still have a line of credit to tap into when you need it.
Okay.
Maybe you need a new tires or you need air conditioning unit or something like that.
What is that percentage? Is it like 70% or 80%?
No, loan to values are very low.
Okay.
Prior to market volatility a couple of years ago, we were at about the 50% level. Now we're between 37 and 43% loan to value.
That's
because we got to leave the equity in the house. Because think about it this way. When you're making your mortgage payment, your balance is coming down. Mm-hmm. When we pay that off, now you're not making a payment, so no monthly mortgage payment, and your balance is going up in reverse. So it's eating into that equity. So we got to keep the loan to value low, so there's room for the equity, so you don't go upside down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think that's another misconception, or something that people don't understand about the reverse mortgage is it's not a refinance where you're getting 70% of the value. Right. It's a different product.
Well, the other thing is that so there's no mortgage payment, but then also you are responsible for your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, and your HOA.
Okay.
So they are responsible for that because we don't want them to go into a tax lien situation, or if the house burns down, we need to be able to rebuild the house. So I've had a couple of people that didn't have insurance on their house and they had to get it. Which was good.
Can they pay that with the reverse mortgage money?
Or do they? Well, they pay it on a monthly basis because it's outside of the mortgage.
Right.
Now, if somebody's had some credit issues, you can voluntarily get a LISA, which is a life expectancy set aside. So if somebody's had credit issues, we can still do the reverse mortgage for them, but we build this account so that way we're paying the property taxes and homeowners insurance. But if somebody doesn't want that responsibility and they have the equity to do it, we'll build that account for them, and then they never have to worry about paying them because we'll pay them for them. We don't call it an escrow account, but it's like an escrow account. We call it a life expectancy set aside. Yeah.
Lots of, and there's just so many, I've heard this a few times and I still go, what does that mean? So, that's why I love having Cheryl as a friend, so she can be a resource. Every family situation is going to be different. Every house is going to be different. So this is why we just keep educating, because you just need to talk to a reverse mortgage professional. If your parents do have a free and clear house, that's awesome. But again, you can use that equity to help pay some of their expenses.
I had one person come to me and she's like, you got to do this for my mom. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, she keeps coming to me for money, $1,500 a month. And I'm like, okay. She's like, she wants to give me a free and clear house when she dies. And I'm like, Mom, let's get the money now instead of taking it out of my, paycheck every month. And so it's just kind of funny. So they ended up doing that.
Yeah. Because, you figure $1,500 in your pockets, just still, why not use mom's money for
out of the house that she's going to give you eventually? Let's do it. Use it now.
Right.
And my grandmother, she was so cute. She didn't have a lot to give us, but she gave it to us before she left this earth. And so I was able to show her, this is what I did with the inheritance money that you gave me, so it was nice. So, that's all they're doing. It's just tapping into that now instead of later.
Okay. Oh, so that made me just think of a good question. Where are we at? Where are we at time? We're good. We got a few more minutes. I'll kind of like wrap it up with this like question. So what if mom or dad has to go into assisted, independent, whatever? They need to move out of the house because they have other needs. What does that look like for the kids? And I think this probably goes to like estate planning and things like this, where who gets to make that decision that, hey, we're going to sell the house now. Mom and dad are still alive. They have to move though. Maybe they can't make decisions for themselves. Where's this? You know where I'm going.
Yes. Okay.
You know where I'm going.
Yes. So how this works is there's a couple things that can happen. So you've got mom and dad. Let's say you have a healthy spouse and an unhealthy spouse. So I'm going to give you a couple different examples. The unhealthy spouse has to go into memory care. So you can let the house pay for that memory care so you're not draining the money under assets. So keep that money to the second person to live on for later, right? So you're going to still be safe in the home. That healthy spouse can still stay in the home and not have to do anything.
Okay.
Now, when it comes time that second person has to move into assisted living or whatever, and it's no longer the primary residence, that's when something has to happen with the loan. So then they would have to sell it to get it out of their name. Okay. And then they would have that money, whatever's left over, to use to pay for their memory care or assisted living.
Okay, so say mom and dad both end up in memory care or whatever,
Right.
first whatever.
Right.
Who gets to make that decision? The parents are not capable of making the sell the house decision.
That's why they have to have the POAs.
Okay.
POAs are so important. That's also being proactive.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to your people, make sure that they have their POAs.
Do you talk about this when you talk to people about
Yes,
mortgages?
because I have people that are referred to for that. Because there's so many people that don't have them, and then then the state has to get involved in all that kind of stuff, and there's guardianships and all this stuff. So POAs are important, from medical to financial to Arizona has mental as well. So you have to get those in line. I'm constantly referring. So yeah, that's something the adult children really need to know about, and that can be on your checklist as well.
It's totally on my list.
Yes.
Do you have an estate plan? Do you have an estate planning attorney?
Yes.
I have some elder care. All the POAs, and I think the mental POA is a lot of people have not heard of that. Every time I talk to somebody about it, they've never heard of the mental POA because a lot of states don't require that.
And Arizona even has a dementia directive also,
okay,
which is something I learned too. So I'm still learning about all this as well.
Yeah. So, that is part of my service. It's on my checklist of, just asking these questions. And again, I know a little about a lot, so I got good referral partners because I can't tell you all the estate things or all the laws or all the things, but I can tell you where the docs are and I can give you the people that are going to guide you in the right direction.
Yeah, we want to stay in our lane, and so we want the attorneys
absolutely.
or the legal doc preparers to do that information. Exactly.
I am not a legal professional. I am not a medical professional either.
Right.
I am just like a common sense people person with good intuition.
Yes.
That's what your parent porter is. This is a non-medical service. This is what I see. I think the families don't see, either they're in denial or they don't see it. Like if they see them too much, I don't think they see decline where, I would go back to Michigan and see my parents. I talk to them all the time, but then when I see them in person, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Who are
these? They don't listen, or you'll tell
Yeah.
them and then they don't listen. Just love my mom dearly, but I'm like, some of these rugs need to be lifted up.
Right.
We don't need these rugs in this area. You know what I mean? Just for fall prevention.
Right.
So,
and it's out of sight, out of mind. They've been doing this over and over. Like that's what the gentleman I talked to, I've been doing this. I've lived in this house for 30 years and this is the way it's always been. I'm like, I understand that, but you're 30 years older as well. And let me tell you, I'm 30 years older as well. And I can tell you that taking a tumble as even middle age is not fun.
Mm-hmm. No, but it hurts.
So I can't stress enough, even people getting older. I think we forget until we fall, but it's just more detrimental to somebody that is in their 60s, 70s, 80s. Unfortunately, that's just part of the aging process. But
yes.
Anyway, thanks so much, Cheryl.
Absolutely.
Like, that was enough, just like little teasers for you guys to understand the reverse mortgage a little bit better. If you have questions, reach out
Get
to
my
me.
website.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Give me all your contact information.
So website is reversemortgageandbeyond.com. Phone number is 480-817-4324. And then email is Cheryl S at barrettfinancial.com. So CHERYLS at barrettfinancial.com.
And you can talk about your radio show. It's
Okay, I didn't want to do that.
It's not taken away from my videos.
So I have a radio show on AM 960.
Lots of good information.
Yeah.
And I know I need to listen to more of them too.
AM 960, The Patriot on Sundays, every Sunday, 3:30 p.m. And then I'll go over reverse basics, the myths, and then how to purchase a home, which we didn't even really talk about today, which is good. You'll have to come back and learn more. How you can use, get more house for less money. Find the house in the neighborhood that you want. And so we supplement it with the reverse. And then it's on 3:30 every Sunday. And then we have referral partners in. Nicole's going to be coming on. I just was thinking about the schedule earlier today. No, I really was. And so, because, we just need to get the information out there. And so I have referral partners on. And so you can go back and listen to some of the previous podcasts.
And I'll put it all in the show notes so you guys have it. Her referral partners are my referral partners because I've just come in this world and I just really love all the people that we know. I like and trust them. And I would totally refer them out to any of you.
They have been vetted. Yes.
They have been vetted by professional people
that you should trust.
You should definitely trust us. We know what we're talking about.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening to My Parents Lied to Me, where we face the realities of aging, family change, and midlife reinvention with a little grit and a lot of heart. If today's conversation helped you feel less alone, I would love for you to like it, share it with a friend, and hit follow so you don't miss the next story or tip that might help you navigate what's next. Because even if our parents didn't tell us everything, we're figuring it out one chapter at a time.